Hi guys, welcome all of you. I am AJ and I share knowledge on automation testing concept. So thanks all of you for subscribing and providing your valuable feedback. I am feeling satisfied to see the comments that my videos are helping people in intro preparation and they are helping them to learn the automation from the basic. If you ever get a chance to help someone who want to learn automation or anything, so never miss that chance to help them. Okay, and soon I will be starting a series on Java language concept. So keep learning and keep sharing. So we are learning exception concept from the basic, and in part 1 I have already covered some basic fundamentals of the exceptions, error, and how they are categorized into different classes and subclasses, right? So we have already seen this. So for more details, go and watch part 1. Okay, so in part 2, so in this part 2, we will mainly focus on WebDrawer exceptions. So this is applicable for Selenium WebDrawer API 3.141.59. So if you are using this API, or if you are using the Selenium latest version 4 beta version, so whatever top 15 WebDrawer exceptions we are going to see, that will be applicable for both these. So and this type of question you will we can expect in the interviews as well. So they can ask what are the different WebDAO exceptions, tell me top 10 exceptions, okay, that you have faced, or explain the what is the hierarchy of the WebDAO exceptions, and explain when this exception will occur. So as a automation engineer, you would create many Selenium script or test cases. So we are using Selenium WebDriver commands. So WebDriver exceptions are supposed to get. So if any exception occurs, then don't get panic. If you are clear about the basic of exceptions, like what exceptions can occur at what condition, or which exception thrown for what Selenium methods. Okay, so if you know these things, then it would be easy to debug the code and add the exception handling code. So first thing is to list out the different WebDriver exceptions, and second thing to know what exception occur at what condition, okay, and which exception thrown for what Selenium methods, and third is exception handling. Okay, so let's go and see what are the WebDriver exceptions, how they are categorized. Okay, we will see some basic hierarchy of the WebDriver exceptions. So as you can see in the diagram, as I already said in the part 1, that object class is the topmost class in Java. Okay, so this is the root for all the Java classes and parent for all the user defined classes and Java classes. So this is the super class. Then it has some direct subclasses. So throwable is one of them. So throwable is the child of object class, and which has exception as a direct subclass. Okay, so this is the parent exception, and in exception there are a couple of direct subclasses that we already seen in the part 1. So one of them is runtime exception, and then runtime exception is divided into some JVM exception, and some are the WebDriver exceptions. This is the WebDriver exception, so which extends the runtime exception. Okay, public class WebDriver exception extends runtime exception. So runtime exception is the parent and WebDriver exception is the child. So they are inheriting, like WebDriver exception is inheriting the property of runtime exception, in short. So we are going to see top 15 WebDriver exceptions. So here I have listed few important direct subclasses for this WebDriver exception. Okay, so there are few more direct subclasses, but these are the important one, and more frequently we get this exception while working in the Selenium automation. So first we have a script timeout exception, then timeout exception, invalid element state exception, not found exception. This one is session not created exception, stale element reference exception, and no such session exception. Okay, so these are the direct subclasses for this WebDriver exception class. Now invalid element state exception, okay, this class has two subclasses, two direct subclasses. So one is element not interactable exception, and another one is element not selectable exception. So let's move to next hierarchy. So this element not interactable exception has two direct subclasses. One is element click intercepted exception and another one is element not visible exception. And element not selectable exception has no direct subclass. Now let's look at not found exception class. So not found exception class have 5 direct subclasses. Okay, so you can see here not found exception, this is the parent and these are the subclasses. So no alert present exception, no such cookie exception, no such element exception, then no such frame exception and no such window exception. So these are the direct subclasses of not found exception, and no such exception have one more child. Okay, so let's see that, that is invalid selector exception. So not found exception class have 5 direct subclasses. Okay, and invalid selector exception, it is the child of no such element exception. It is not a direct subclass for not found exception, but it inherited all the properties of this not found exception. Now next is our session not created exception. Okay, it has no subclass. Then a stale element reference exception, this also do not have any subclass, both of these. And next is no such session exception. Okay, so these are only the direct subclasses for the WebDrawer exceptions, which do not have any direct subclass. So they are only the direct subclasses for WebDrawer exception. I hope this image is properly visible to you. So what you can do, you can take the screenshot, okay, and just save this image, and before the interview you can just go through it once, so that will definitely benefit you in the interviews. So this image is applicable for both Selenium API version 3.141.59 and the latest Selenium 4 beta version. So now we have already listed out the most important WebDrawer exceptions, and we have already seen the hierarchy. So now let's go and see when these exceptions will occur, at what condition or at what Selenium command. So let me open my notepad. So first is script timeout exception. So when this exception will occur, it will be thrown when asynchronous execute script command does not complete the execution in enough time. That means in JavaScript we have a synchronous JavaScript code and there is asynchronous JavaScript code. Okay, so in case of if you are using some JavaScript in your Selenium, and if that command takes more than time than the expected, then this script timeout exception will be thrown. So next is a timeout exception. So as name suggests, it is the timeout, means it will be thrown when command does not complete in enough time, right? So if you are using some explicit wait and we have provided some expected condition, okay, and before that we provide some maximum time you should wait for that web element or for that expected condition. So if that expected condition does not satisfied in the given time, then we will get this timeout exception. So for example, in case of explicit wait, let's say we are going to wait for a visibility of a web element for maximum 30 seconds. Okay, so WebDrawer will wait for that 30-second max, and after 30 seconds, if that web element is not visible, then it will give the timeout exception. So expected condition is failed, unable to locate web element, or waited for visibility of web element for 30 seconds. This kind of exception you can see in the console. So next is session not created exception. So session means when we start executing our test case, we need to open the browser. That means we need to start the session of the driver. So when we start the driver, there will be a session ID generated. Okay, that will be unique for each driver version. So this means we are not able to create the session. Okay, that means we are not able to generate the session ID. It occurs when driver version is incompatible with the actual browser version. So you know that already our driver are required to communicate with the actual browsers. So you need to make sure our driver version and our actual browser version are compatible. And if they are not compatible, so WebDrawer will not be able to start the session. It will not be able to start the Chrome driver. Okay, so that's why we won't get any session ID, and then it will throw the session not created exception. Next is no such session exception. So there looks pretty similar. So no such session exception, that means we have already initiated our driver, we have opened the Chrome driver for example, and we have completed our test case. Okay, so at the end we close the browser using driver.close or driver.quit, right? These two. So once that browser is closed, once you close that driver, and if you try to run any command after that, okay, so if you run any WebDriver command, driver.get title or anything, so in that time it will give the no such session exception. That means all driver is already closed. That means there is no session ID, right? So previously there is session ID and we have completed test case and we close the driver, and after that we are trying to run any WebDriver command, so there is no driver, and that's why it will give the no such session exception. So following exceptions are related to the interaction with the web element. So just for understanding I have written like this. So first is element not interactable exception. So this occurs when an element is present in the DOM but it is not in the state that can be interacted. Okay, so you can see that web element is there in the DOM, you can see the attributes. Okay, we are able to highlight it using XPath or any other locator, but that element is not in the state so that we can interact with it. So in that case we will get this element not interactable exception. So most of the exception you can see, only if you go read it, just reading the names you will able to get the idea. So element not interactable exception. So next is element not selectable exception. So similar to this not interactable, this element this time it is not able to like we are not able to select it. That means this occurs when element is present in the DOM but it is not selectable, so it is not in the state so that we can select it. So in that case we will get element not selectable exception. Element not visible exception. This occurs when element is present in the DOM but it is not visible on the UI. That means element is there in the DOM and we want to click on that web element. Okay, there is some button or we need to enter some text using send keys, but that element is not available on the UI side. Okay, so in that time you won't be able to click it or enter any text, we won't be able to do any action. So in that case we will get this element not visible exception, means element is not visible on the UI in short. So next is stale element reference exception. Okay, this is very common exception. So web element is stale state, that means the element is not fresh, it's old. So for example, we have created a web element for a page, okay, using some locator, and you move from first page to the second page. Now you back to first page from the second page. In short, that page got refreshed. Okay, so that means whatever web element we created at the for the that first page, that will go into the stale state. So in that time, in this case, that will give you stale element reference exception. So now next is not found exceptions. Okay, not found, so they can be related to the alert, that can be related to your frame or window or element. So first direct subclass of not found exception is no alert present exception. Okay, so this will occur when we try to access the alert which is not present on the DOM or UI. So you know that if you want to perform any action on the alert, if you want to accept it or click on cancel, so first you need to switch to that alert and then we can perform different action. So if that alert is itself not present on the UI or in the DOM, then in that case we will get the no alert present exception. So you won't be able to accept it or dismiss it. First you need to switch it, and for switching that alert should be available, then only you will be able to switch, right? So in that case we will get no alert present exception. Next is no such element exception. So this will occur when we try to locate a web element by using some locating strategy. It can be ID, XPath or CSS, and if there is no matching element available in the DOM on the UI, then in that case we will get this no such element exception. So we know that for locating the web element we use driver.findElement method, okay, for finding the or for locating a single web element, and for multiple web element we use the driver.findElements method. So in case of driver.findElement, for example, you have used some XPath or CSS strategy, okay, locating strategy, and that matching object is not available in the DOM. So in that case we will get the no such element exception. And second one is web element dot find element. Okay, so here also we are going to locate a web element only in the scope of web element. So we have created one web element, and in the scope of that web element we are going to find a another web element. Okay, so there is one session on my channel, so that you will understand how we find a web element in the scope of another web element. I think when we need to find the links in the footer, so in that case we create a web element of footer, and then only in the footer links we will find using some locating strategy. Okay, we will not find in the whole web page. Okay, by using this driver.findElement we will only look into the footer, for which we have created the web element. So go and search that session, you will find it on the Selenium WebDriver playlist. So next is no such frame exception. So let's say in your application there are some web pages which are developed in the inside a frame. So if there are any content inside a frame, to perform any action on that web objects, okay, on that web page, you need to first switch to that frame, okay, using some ID or name, and then you will be able to perform the action. So for that purpose we use this driver.switch to frame. Okay, you can provide the ID, but if there is no matching frame available in the HTML DOM, then in that case we will get this no such frame exception. So similar to no such frame exception, we have no such window exception. No such window exception. So similar to the frame, we need to switch to the window if you want to perform any action on a particular window. If there are multiple window open in the same session, and if you want to perform action on a particular window, so first of all we need to switch to that window, and then we will be able to perform the action. So for switching window, we will get some handles of the using get window handles. So using window handles, and if you have provided a handle, okay, that is a window ID in short, that we need to pass to this driver.switch to window method. So this method will take your control to the that particular window with that particular ID. So if we try to switch to that window, but there is no matching window present, so in that case we will get this no such window exception. So next is invalid selector exception. So when XPath that we use to locate a web element is not a valid XPath. So when we try to locate a web element using driver.findElement and by.xpath, so you provided the XPath expression, okay, as argument, but there is some mistake. So there is a syntax by which you can create the relative XPath or absolute XPath. So if you miss the syntax for that XPath, okay, so in that case that will be the invalid XPath expression, and that will throw invalid selector exception, right? So while providing the XPath, you need to make sure that whatever XPath expression you have created, it is having a correct syntax, otherwise we will get this invalid selector exception. So if you get this invalid selector exception in the program, just go and cross check your XPath again. There might be a chance that you miss the some syntax, okay, double quote or single quote or @ symbol. So just cross check XPath again, make sure it is a valid XPath. Next is invalid argument exception. So this will occur when you have passed invalid argument to a Selenium methods. So in writing the test case, we use different Selenium methods, right? So most of the methods requires arguments, okay, we need to pass the arguments. So if you have provided an invalid argument to a particular Selenium method, so in that case we will get the invalid argument exception. Okay, that means arguments are not of expected type. So last exception in our top 15 WebDriver exception list is unhandled alert exception. So just before we have seen no alert present exception. So in that case that alert is not available at all. But in unhandled alert exception, that alert pop-up is going to take some time due to application slowness or loading issue. Okay, so it is not available on the UI due to some issue in the given time, and we try to switch to that alert, and then we try to accept it or dismiss it. But as that alert pop-up is not available on the UI, so in that case immediately it will throw you unhandled alert exception. So if you are not handled this exception, if you are not added the exception handling code for these exceptions, okay, so immediately you will get the unhandled alert exceptions. So these are our top 15 WebDrawer exceptions. Okay, so you need to remember the name of this exception. So only these exception names will give you an idea what exactly it is. Okay, and you can explain it accordingly in the interviews. So in our Selenium automation testing, in our framework, you need to handle all these exceptions if you want to run your test case completely. So you need to add exception handling code for all these exceptions. Okay, otherwise you will get this exception and your test case execution will stop at that time only. In part 3, I am going to show you practical example for these exceptions through the Eclipse. Okay, so make sure you watch this session, don't miss it. If you are new to this channel, subscribe to see more automation testing content every week. So thanks all of you for your valuable time for watching this video. I hope you have a great day and keep smiling.